the most of the questions regarding the corneal ulcer are now coming on the fungal corneal ulcer. So first of all, they would give you a clinical scenario. So clinical scenario would be like a farmer who was working in a field and he got a animal tail trauma. There is an animal tail trauma, or there is a vegetable matter trauma, or the patient is on previous intraocular surgery is done there like a penetrating keratoplasty, or the patient is on any immunosuppressants. So definitely there are some risk factors which basically predispose the patient towards the fungal corneal ulcer. Okay, now what we have to basically remember is that what are the clinical presentations here. So like your clinical presentations in a bacterial corneal ulcer, the fungal corneal ulcer would have a similar type of the presentation. The only thing is that this would be more delayed onset as compared to the bacterial ulcer, plus the signs would be more than the symptoms. Please remember, signs would be more than the symptoms in the patients of a fungal corneal ulcer. So coming to the risk factors, I just told you any history of immunosuppressants or conditions of immunosuppression like HIV, any history of any steroid use, or previous corneal insults like band-shaped keratopathy, penetrating keratoplasties, or even previous viral keratitis increase the chances of the patient getting a fungal corneal ulcer. Okay, when we come to the most common organisms in India, the most common organism which causes it is Aspergillus. Also, the infections by Candida and Fusarium, they are also common in South India. But if they ask most common, the most common one is the Aspergillus. Okay. Now, what are the various clinical features of the patient with a fungal corneal ulcer? So as I told you that the signs are more as compared to symptoms in the patients of fungal corneal ulcer, it is more of a dry looking ulcer. It is more of a dry looking ulcer, and if you are getting a pigmented ulcer, think of the patient having infection with Demotechius fungi. Please note, previous year question. Okay, so what are the other important features? The other important features can be immune ring of Wesley. What is the meaning of immune ring of Wesley? Now let's say this is my cornea and you get, because of the immune complexes, a sterile ring here mid peripherally. This is called immune ring of Wesley. Another feature of corneal ulcer is presence of satellite lesions. So what it means is, let's say we have the main lesion here, and after some time we get lesions which are not in touch with the main lesion. Okay, these are called satellite lesions. In these cases, unlike the cases of viral and bacterial corneal ulcer, you have to remember that corneal vascularization is minimal or absent. Okay, and these fungi can basically go inside the cornea without penetrating it, and basically can have a very thick hypopyon. Thick hypopyon, which is more convex. Okay, like this. This is basically the thick hypopyon which can be seen in the patients of fungal corneal ulcer. Now we come to the management. Definitely in these cases you need to give antifungal. So that's why it is very important that before you start the antifungal, you have to go for a culture and sensitivity in any case of corneal ulcer. Okay, so basically the two main principles here are: start antifungals as soon as you get confirmation on microbial culture, and total contraindicated here are steroids. Never ever give steroids in the patients of the fungal corneal ulcer. You can also give cycloplegics in these cases as well, like you give in the patients of a bacterial ulcer. Okay, but most important here is no steroids in these patients. So what are the various antifungals that can be used? The one question which you get again and again is there any antifungal which can be given orally, which can be basically put in the anterior chamber? I call it intracamerally. Any antifungal which can be given in the topical eye drops as well, and which can be put in the vitreous as well. So this one is voriconazole. So voriconazole is a very, very important antifungal which can be given as eye drops, which can be put in the intracameral, that means in the anterior chamber, aqueous humor. It can be given as oral as well as put in the vitreous cavity intravitreally also. A previous year question. Okay, then we have amphotericin B, used in the patients having infestation with the candida. The empirical antifungal, the most common one, the white colored netamycin, and you can use nystatin also as an ointment in the cases where you are suspecting the infection with the candida. Okay, so here we complete the discussion of fungal corneal ulcer.